Welcome to the Beyond Physio podcast, where we help you move, excel, and inspire others on your journey to your next level with knowledge and advice from experts and testimonials from our like-minded community.
Dana, it's been such a great pleasure working with you, and you have such an active lifestyle, but in different kinds of activities that a lot of people aren't engaged in. But I want to first go into, how did you find us actually?
So I found you after what amounted to be kind of a long search, actually. I had gone to some different physical therapists, and it was kind of a little too old school for me in the sense that I just felt like it wasn't kind of embracing my active lifestyle.
Yeah.
And so I went to work out with my personal trainer, and she recommended you because she had worked with you.
Yes. Yeah, Darren's been awesome, and she understands that our whole focus and mission is to work with driven athletes over 30. You and I are 29, I know.
It's true, forever.
Forever, exactly. Who just don't want to stop. And, you know, there are a lot of traditional PTs places out there that are geared towards the sedentary person, the person who just wants to get to baseline. But for people like you and me, we live a life that's beyond that, and we want to make sure that the care that we get is going to match that level of activity that we do.
Right. No, totally true. And yeah, so Darren insisted that I come, and I'm glad that she did.
Excellent.
So yeah, that was, how long has it been? It's been about a year and a half at
Exactly.
this point.
Yeah. And you've been the kind of person where you had this long-standing injury. The initial injury that I saw with you, as I recall, we had a hip thing that just wouldn't go away.
Yes.
And then when you came in, you were hunched over and shifted off to the side.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, oh, this is my hip. But really, there's a bigger picture to what we were seeing with you.
Correct. Yes. So the hip injury, I think it's funny. I was thinking back to like what caused it. And I think maybe it was some shift in activities. I know this is going to kill people, but I've always been a show jumper of horses. So when I took that back up seriously again, yes, over the age of 50, I definitely felt some things in that hip, and that coupled with dog walking and all the other kind of things that we end up doing, a lot of cycling at the gym. That was where it really kind of happened, where I felt it in the hip, but I think I was really off kilt.
Yes. Now, you are the kind of person, Dana, that these things would probably stop the average person. But you didn't let these things bother you, or I'm sorry, you actually participated in all activities you love to do despite having these things.
Yeah.
And at what point did you decide that I got to really make this different, make a change? Exactly.
Well, two things. One, when my leg went numb,
yeah.
that was kind of a real deciding factor. And then when my sleep got really, really bad. And you and I have talked about that, you know, and I definitely am an insomniac for sure. But when it got to the point where I had spent, I think we counted like 160 days on the couch.
Yes.
Something horrible like that. That was where I kind of was like, I have to do harder things than I'm doing.
Exactly, yeah. Now, Dana, one of the things that people say that when they come to us is that it sounds like you guys really take the whole person in mind. You don't just treat an area. Was that your experience as well?
Absolutely. I think, you know, we addressed everything from stretching to, like I've said, some harder things like the dry needling and shockwave, which I'm always happy to do for my horses.
That's so funny.
Hadn't really kind of listened to the fact that I was willing to do that for horses, but not for myself. So yes, it was that, it was the exercises. And I think, you know, you and I have discussed a lot of it has to do with my hypermobility, flexibility.
Yes.
So a lot of it was trying to regain some of the strength
Stability.
that I lost.
Yes, and at one point, you actually responded to very well, was the biofeedback that we placed to help you get your glutes to work a little bit better.
Yes, and that was hard.
That was very hard, I remember. I think you were sweating more than you thought.
I was glad I was wearing shorts, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, that was definitely hard. And doing, some of those things that, like I said, I would gladly consider for my sport horses, but for whatever reason, hadn't really kind of considered for myself until I did.
Yes. Now, what's your experience been like with us? So we solved many different issues over time, and now you're on our high performance membership where you're coming once a month or so. Tell me about the experience. Were you surprised by how your results have been, how long you sustain them for?
Yeah, I definitely have been really happy. I think what I'm most happy with is I can get through the day without pain, which is great. And also what you realize is when you stop thinking about it,
Yeah,
that's the key.
it is.
So when you're obsessed with the pain or,
It's always on your
then
mind.
it's not on my mind anymore,
That's
which is
huge.
great.
Yes.
And so not wondering about that was just a really, really big deal. And then when I got a few nights sleep put together, that was a treat.
Huge. Yes. You're
So
actually
yeah,
taller now too. Did you know that?
I think I'm like 5'10", right? Up from 5'7".
Exactly. For those of you who don't know, Dana came in with a lateral shift of her pelvis. So she was off to one side and she was actually hunched over coming in, talking about her hip pain. And I'm actually looking at her like, okay, that's for sure. We got to address that. But I'm more concerned about why you're hunched over.
Yeah.
And so when we helped you to gain 3 or 4 inches in height,
Yeah.
did your world change?
It did. I got a supermodeling contract and everything. It was amazing.
I love that.
No, it definitely did. I think what also you helped solve was what felt like that compression in my back,
Exactly.
which was from, I know, some of that twisting or torquing
Yes.
or whatever we call that.
Yes.
So yeah, that there was a lot of really good things that happened from that. For
That's
sure.
awesome. And Dana, would you say that, people are sometimes uncertain about making an investment in themselves, but for you, have you then they're afraid of making the investment because they're not sure how long the results will last. Have you been in a long term as far as your solution?
I've been good
Yeah.
with the long-term solution.
Yeah.
I mean, I think what we always have to remember is that you get through something and then maintenance is really important.
Huge. Yeah.
Because I keep doing the things that I want to do,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
So that's really, and so that's been kind of enlightening and fun, right?
Yes.
To be like, okay, we're done with the like really intense part, but now I'm on a maintenance plan.
Exactly.
And I remind myself of that. Like yesterday I do lift too.
Yes.
And like I can feel it a little bit. And so we're going to go after this and
Absolutely.
have a little physical
Exactly.
therapy.
Yeah. It's funny because oftentimes people ask when the best time for physical therapy is. And my response is when you're not injured.
Yeah.
So when we want to, and especially for us over 30, because we're going so hard at the things we want to do, we want to stay ahead of these things so they don't debilitate us.
Sure.
And often what I have found to be the case is when we can stay ahead of things before they become full blown as far as another injury, we can make the most benefit quicker. It's when people wait too long that
Yeah.
becomes a little bit iffy as far as timeline to solution goes.
Sure. And I know I definitely waited too long, and then we had a way bigger hurdle to get over.
We did. Yeah.
But I think that that's true. And so now that we've gotten to a really good spot,
Yes.
maintaining it isn't as scary
Yeah.
in a way for me, right?
Yeah.
And even though I won't say that, me, I strangely look forward to dry needling, but I do and I don't, right?
Yeah.
I love the results. And
Yes.
so I always know that night I'm going to go home and sleep really well, which
Yes.
is really nice.
Huge, exactly. So
Yeah.
we're hitting multiple different areas of your life as well.
Totally.
That's awesome. Now, Dana, obviously you and I spoke where we are definitely not the cheapest game in town. We are expensive. And there are people who are out there wondering, well, why would I want to go see Next Level Physio versus going to the PT down the street? How would you, maybe help that person overcome that objection in their mind?
Sure. I think this is having done both.
Yes.
This is more efficient, right? So, there's the time invested, sure. There's the money invested, sure. But this really gets to the root of the problem much quicker. So, yes, while other options may be less expensive, you have a way longer journey getting to a positive end result.
Yeah.
So I guess in reality, we could say this is less expensive.
Yeah, that's true. It's funny because a lot of people spend money on, and nothing against these, chiros, other PTs, trainers, and stuff like that, acupuncture, even surgery. And so they spend all this money over time and haven't gotten like you said, gotten down to the root of the problem. So where did that end up leaving them? Versus having someone who can find the root cause, address that root cause, so we have a better long-term outcome.
Absolutely. No, and so I would say, and I did do all those
Yes,
things.
you did. You
Every
did.
single one of them.
Yes.
And the ones that I've kept in my program are you all and my personal training.
Yes. Darren's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So there's that.
Cool. And Dana, anything as far as what you want to share to someone who hasn't met us before? What are like one or two words that would come to mind if they're like, hey, can you tell me more about Next Level Physio?
Yeah, I've had a great experience, obviously.
Yeah.
I love that you guys are really rooted in education.
Yes.
But you're also real people and you're
Yes.
really fun to work with.
Oh, that's awesome.
Which is nice.
Thank you.
And yeah, you make it so that it is comfortable and understandable and relatable with really positive outcomes.
Oh, that's great. Thank you so much, Dana.
Thanks.
Dana, thank you so much for your time. Looking forward to continue on your journey through, your active lifestyle as an equestrian. And well, you're not just an equestrian, you're actually you actually won many tournaments, I think.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been
Exceptional.
fun.
Yeah.
Really
Awesome.
fun.
Thanks so much for your time.
Thanks, Sherry.
Yep.
Thanks so much for tuning into today's episode. It really does mean a lot to us. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, or comment if you got at least one or two helpful insights or takeaways to help you get to your next level.